You too. What's going? Appreciate y'all watching my videos. What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, it's just I want to make this video real quick. It's something on my mind, and I want to talk about it. Any of you guys who are subscribed to me, y'all know I have real videos. I make real videos. I make real content. I make videos that make you think because you know I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off at corporate America. I'm pissed off at the regime. I'm sick and tired of this. I'm tired. But you know, I wanted to have a conversation. I wanted to hold on, y'all. I'm cooking. I got my hot plate over here. I wanted to have a conversation about. Excuse me, y'all. I'm in trucking. Yeah, you guys are truck drivers. When you park, your mind always running. Because trucks running by you. I don't want nobody to hit my truck. So it's just always something going on in trucking. Always something going on. You always got to be on alert. So, so I named this video Forever Working Class because I wanted to have a conversation with y'all. I wanted to give y'all something to think about because I don't know if y'all are aware, but working class, that was the working class was something made by the elites of the early 18th century. I mean, maybe even before that, when the pharaohs and Jesus walked the earth and stuff like that. Labor has always been a resource by the wealthy that has been exploited. Okay, if by the ignorant people, by the peasants, lower class people, labor has always been something exploited, and information is always something that's been always exploited, and ignorance is something that's always been exploited, and it's just one of these things. Like, we just think about it, because it's like, here's the deal. For example, the regime will program you to think that, okay, you need to go to college. You need to go to college and get hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt, and by all means necessary, borrow as much money as you can. Don't have a plan or a way to pay off this debt, but just borrow as much debt as you can to get an education, quote unquote education. I say quote unquote education to be petty, because quote unquote education is like, well, you go to school and you get a degree in you get a bachelor's degree in art. I mean, if you really think about it, that education that you went and spent all this money for, you really, there's no real world application on how to take care of yourself as an adult. Okay, you 18, you graduate high school, you go to college. Okay, you go to college for about 4 years. If you're really smart, you might skip through maybe 2 or 3 years. If you're really smart, you graduate early. You graduate, okay, you got your little certificate. All right, yeah, I graduated, I got a degree. But you don't have no job. You got 50, 60, $70,000 student loan debt. You don't have no job. When you finally get a job, you're lucky enough to get this little entry-level job paying 30,000, maybe 40 if you're lucky. You got this skill set that has no real world application. You spend all this time in school doing research papers and writing stuff about stuff. But then when you get out here, you don't even know what to do. You know what I mean? And it's just like, Milkman says, shut up. Yeah, I'm gonna shut up. So it's just funny how, like, it's crazy how, like, you can go and they program you to think this way. It's like, that don't make no sense. It don't make no sense, because it's like, okay, you have no real world application on this education. However, you, as a truck driver, you can go to truck driving school, get a CDL, in 30 days, have a job. And I say about 30 days, you can have a job making $50,000 a year. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. You can go to auto mechanic school in about 3 to 6 months, have your little certificate at a go to a tech school and become an auto mechanic and fix on cars, and right out of school making $50,000 a year, $60,000 a year. You can get a job at Toyota fixing Toyotas. You can get a job at Honda fixing Hondas. You can get a job at Ford, Chevy. I mean, the average salary for entry-level mechanic, apprentice mechanic, is about $40,000 to $50,000 a year. It only took you 3 to 6 months to get that training. But you go to college, you know, it's like, why does that make sense? You know? And like, now don't get me wrong, college is important. And this isn't a video to bash college, but I'm leading up to my point. People keep calling it, stop. This it's like, soon as I make a video, I get like 1,000 phone calls. It don't make no sense. Like, I could be sitting here for 4 hours, and soon as I make a video, I get 20 phone calls. But it's just, the thing is, like, the regime will brainwash you to think, don't use common sense and say, okay, go into this industry, it pays good. No, the regime will brainwash you and say, oh well, follow your dreams and follow your heart. No. In the real world, you do what pays the bills. You think I like driving a truck? No, I don't. But I make a damn good living at it. You get what I'm saying? Driving a truck is not my dream job. It ain't. You know, but I got to keep my ears open and keep my head. I got to keep my mind open to things that the market pays. So mechanics, technicians, those jobs pay. It makes no sense for me to go to school for 4, 5, 6 years to get a business degree or a science degree to get a job, then find out that the job don't pay. And the thing about it, you get the job, and then you get the job, you still do on-the-job training. The job will teach you what to do. So you spend all this time in school and then learn what you're supposed to learn, but then when you get the job, you don't know what to do. And it's just like, wow. But my point is, okay, that I'm leading up to a conversation how, okay, forever working class, all this system that we live in is programmed. It was a process that Rockefeller, Roosevelt, JP Morgan and Chase, JP Morgan and all these guys back in the early 1900s, late 1800s, this is That's what they set out to do, is to exploit labor. They wanted a whole group of people, of working class people, a whole group of working class people. They don't want you to be knowledgeable on business. They don't want you to learn how to use business credit to make money. They don't want you to get into real estate. They don't want you to build assets so you don't have to work. So you don't have to work. I mean, because at the end of the day, you need a garbage man to pick up your garbage. You need somebody to mop your floors. You need somebody to do all these. You need somebody to serve you when you go to the restaurant. You need somebody to help you fix your car on the side of the road. All these things that makes society whole, but they don't want people to be successful business owners. They don't want that, a society of successful business owners, because then that'll take away from the market share that the top 1%, 2%, 3% get to take advantage of, because most of the wealth is held by the top 1%, 2%. You know, so like if everybody had a business, was self-employed, and get in that mindset of business creation, because like y'all know what I'm getting with that. And like it just really bothers me that they did that. It really bothers me that they did that to society like that, because labor is very important for the top 1%. Like if you're a top 1%er, like for example, the owner of Amazon, you got the CEO of Walmart, you got the CEO of Home Depot, you got all these big mega companies. They're ran by maybe 5 or 10 people, you know, the board of directors, and everybody else are the worker bees. They need that labor. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of interesting, because if everybody owned their own business, well, Home Depot wouldn't be in business because they wouldn't have nobody to hire. See, I don't know if you guys understand, but Henry Ford created this program called consumerism. Y'all need to read his book. Henry Ford has got a biography. It's a great read. It's a wonderful read. Because like, even though Henry Ford didn't have a formal education, the man was very smart. He was very intelligent. He had a very good head on his shoulders. For somebody to come from a background, you know, like that. And, you know, it goes to show that, you know, you don't need a college education. You know what I mean? Just a little bit of common sense will get you a long way. But this isn't a video to bash college graduates, because I know I have a lot of college graduates that watch my videos. I went to college. I didn't graduate, but I went to college. So, but the thing is, when you think beyond that, and when you start to see outside of that box, you start to understand how the world really works. So, Henry Ford had this dream of creating a society. You would call him a social engineer. Henry Ford was a social engineer. And see, what he did was he created people. He created societies. He created this society that we live in. Because what and he had good intentions, but his good intentions had bad ramifications on the back end. Because Henry Ford's intentions was, okay, I want to be able to employ people who could afford a certain lifestyle, who could afford my cars. Because Henry Ford built cars. However, a lot of his employees wasn't able to afford his cars. So what he did was Henry Ford paid a higher wage than any other company around that time. And he made sure that, okay, people could afford to purchase his cars, could buy a house and could have a decent lifestyle. But then the ramifications of that resulted in a society that's consumer-based society. So everybody, see, the thing is, the only thing people are concerned about is just a job. All they want is a job. And I mean, the first thing that come out of somebody's mouth, oh man, I want a good job, benefits, blah, 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 blah. I mean, those are important things, but there are other ways to get that. There are other ways to get income, benefits, and health care. You know, you can start your own business, because when you start your own business and make your own money, that mindset creates a bigger movement than just a job. Because once you get a job, you get your little $50,000 a year. That creates a group of people that's comfortable, and you know, and so we got a whole like century of people that just comfortable. 100 years of people just comfortable. They get a little $50,000 job. They do that for about 30, 40 years, and that's it. They don't have no wealth to leave behind. And so my point is, okay, when I say forever working class, that's what the regime has done. They created just a society of people that's going to be always working class. We're never going to be able to break what's the word I'm looking for? Be able to break this movement of getting past a damn paycheck every week, every 2 weeks, every month. How about breaking this to where you don't need a paycheck every month? You get a paycheck every quarter. Like most big business owners, and if you're, on a board, if you sit on the board of a big mega Fortune 500 company, you get paid every quarter, maybe once every 6 months, or maybe once every year. You get $100, $200, $300, $400,000 check once a quarter, once every 6 months, once every year. They don't need a weekly paycheck. And on top of that, you have assets. You don't made so much money where you don't put your money into assets to where you don't even have to think about, okay, I need 1,000 a week. I need 1,000 a day. Because you on a different playing field. You're not an employee. You don't get paid by the hour. You don't think like that. And this was programmed on purpose. Forever working class. We got a whole century of people for the last 150 years just exploited on purpose. And this was the government's whole goal, is to be able to tax people, that working labor tax rate, to be able to tax that working class person 20%. The working class person is the highest taxed person in the country. 20, 30, 40% in some cases. It's ridiculous. However, you got this person over here who invests this money. He invests stocks, mutual funds, real estate. He got a couple businesses. This guy don't even pay no taxes. None at all. He might pay, if the equivalent of what he paid, he probably paid, he or she. I don't want to make like all guys are the one making, he or she, maybe like 1% of their income. You got somebody who's over here making $1 million, $500,000, got all this stuff going on over here, maybe paying 1% of their income in taxes, if that, maybe. They might be even getting, they may be getting tax incentives, tax breaks, all legally, not breaking the law. And I'm just trying to make this video to y'all. This was all done on purpose. This was all part of their scheme, is to have that continued source of labor. Long as the government, long as the regime, corporate America have a continued source of labor, they would always have people in need of a job They was always have people desperate for $1,000 a week just to get by, and then they turn around and tax that person at 20% of their income. It don't make sense. But these guys, the top, and see, you got these wealthy families in this country, or in the world, tell you the truth. You got the top 1%, 2%, 3% that own everything. They don't work. These people are 1,000 positions removed from poverty. They don't even know what that looks like. I mean, you got some people in this country, in America, where they, you know, first generation millionaires. You know, you got the Amazons, you got the Walmarts, and you got the JB Hunts that created nothing. They created something out of nothing, you know. So the Facebooks and whatnot, you know, these people that came up, they had an idea. And see, that's my point. And that's my point to y'all. That's my point. That's what starting your own business do, because you're never gonna know how to get into business until you get into business. You're not gonna be thinking like, okay, $200,000 a year. How do I not pay taxes legally? You're never gonna see that idea until you get out here in business and doors open up to you. But most people, all they want is a job. All they want is good benefits, health care on a regular. But if you make $200,000 a year, I don't care. Like, okay, I can pay for a dentist out of pocket. I can pay for surgery out of pocket. If you make $500,000, $1 million a year, I don't care about a company paying me health care. I can pay for it out of pocket if you're making the money. But see, the corporate America has brainwashed people to feel like, oh, I got to have a job to get health care. No, you don't. No, you don't. You know, so, and see, we're going to have this perpetual generation of folk that's always going to be working class. We never going to move forward. We're never going to break the mold of working for somebody in need of a damn check. How I'm gonna pay my light bill, how I'm gonna pay the mortgage. You know what I mean? It's like, it's always gonna be this perpetual. We're never gonna break the mold where families can be independent, self-sufficient families, okay? Where every time a child is born into this family, that child would never have to worry about a job or income, paying their light bill, because their family is built on independent financial strength. Okay, that family has got wealth. Okay, 100 years out, 200 years out, 300 years out, that family has got wealth. They don't never have to worry about nothing. But we never gonna get that. We never gonna break that mold. We never gonna break that mold, because we got a perpetual cycle. We gotta see the government and the corporate America, the regime, whatever you want to call it, they did this on purpose. Rockefeller, Henry Ford, JP Morgan and Chase. I mean, you can go 100, 150 years back, and it would show you would see how this was all from the jump. This was all programmed, and it was a plan from the jump, that so they can have a continued source of labor, because that's what it's all about. They need this world, in this country, and in a lot of places, they always need a source of labor. Okay, the factory workers, the Home Depots, the Walmarts, because the CEOs can't do all the work. The executives can't do all the work. The president can't do all the work. The different branches of government, they can't do all the work. So since you have a need, and you got people desperate for a paycheck, it's always going to be a source of labor. You always going to need somebody to flip your burgers for you. You always going to need somebody to sweep your floors, dump your garbage, be the garbage man, be a truck driver, and because we need that weekly paycheck. We never gonna get to wealth where you don't need a paycheck. But just think about it. If everybody had wealth, then who gonna be the garbage man? Who gonna dump your garbage? Who gonna wash your dishes? Who gonna cut your grass? Who gonna put a new roof on your house? Who gonna do this stuff? The government? Because in a lot of countries, a lot of socialized countries, you know, a lot of rundown countries, like overseas, the government takes care of all that. The government takes care of the streets. The government takes care of the hospitals, the grocery stores. The government takes care of everything. The government ships and receives stuff. The government tells you what to put on TV because there's no capitalistic energy going around. There's nothing going around. There's no engine to motivate people to get out and work because the government is running everything. That's socialism and socialized economy. So healthcare is free. Everything is paid for by the government. The government tell you what to eat, when to sleep. It's almost like glorified prison, but you know they don't look at it that way. That's why a lot of people come to this country. A lot of people come to this country. You know, you got the Latino community. You got Japanese, Asian people. You know, you got European people. That's why all those people come here because a lot of those countries are. So I just want to get that on my chest. You know, I just want to give y'all something to think about, food for thought. And, you know, with the tax laws, how they are, the time is now to start a business. The time is now. Now, I'm not saying, you know, watching my videos, and if you got a good paying job, it would be reasonable to take your time with that. Okay. I don't mean quit your job and then jump out here and start a business. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, okay, if you got a good job, keep that job, but do something on the side. You never know where it's going to lead you, you know? So, you know, it's a lot of people out here, a lot of successful people out here that took a part-time side gig and built it to billions, AKA Amazon. Amazon was one of those. Amazon was a garage sale thing that I forgot the guy who owns Amazon, but he was doing that out of his garage part-time, you know, a side gig on the weekend. And before you know it, here we are. We got Amazon. So and see, and that's the thing. That's the thing. Oh yeah, man. I love history, man. I love history because I'm just a thinking person. I'm a inquisitive, curious person. I'm always thinking. So like in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, where did trucks come from? Where the need of trucks come from? Or how we get all these roads out here? Or business, the origins of business. How do we have laws? Why we got laws, and where these laws come from? Okay, you know, capital murder. Well, why is capital murder illegal? And so like all that stuff originated somewhere. It sparked the need somewhere. It came from somewhere. I love history, man. It answers all the questions that I have in my mind, and I just be thinking like, damn, man, how did that? Oh, paperwork. Like, why is paper white? Why isn't it black? You know what I mean? Like, I can go on and on. So it's just one of those things. So, you know, I'm just that kind of dude. I just like, I'm a thinking person. So that's just, you know. Big Face, what's going on? Truck and Fish Show. Milkman, you a trip. Yeah. But yeah, man, I just want to make a quick video. This is a short video. I'm going to make it short. I ain't going to run my mouth too much. It's 30 minutes. And if any of y'all been watching me, 30 minutes is short for me. You know, sometimes I get carried away. I'm long-winded. I could just get in the video and start running my mouth. But, you know, but yeah, hey, I appreciate y'all watching my videos, man. I want to make something food for thought. You go down the road, listen to me run my mouth. And, hey, I see y'all next time.